Welcome to our class. Welcome to Code with Ceiven. It's nice to be here. So, your last class we talked about the list item using ordered list. So, instead of using 1, 2, 3, you have so many of them that you can use. You can use alphabets. You can use Roman numeral and capital letter and small letter, both lowercase and uppercase, so to say. I can also use numbers. That was what we discussed the other time. Today, we want to talk about indentation. Okay, indentation. We want to talk about nesting and indentation. So I talk about nesting and indentation. What are we talking about? Indentation help you to write good code. That's why I want to start with indentation. Okay, let me give you an example to portray what I'm trying to say. If you take a look at this code here, so that's part of what I'm going to do today, tonight. So you see this straight line. From the first line, that is your opening tag for UL on ordered list. You take it straight down. Oh, it's cut. Okay, let's say the down part, the last part of it, that be closing tag for you, this UL. So that's how it is, opening, closing tag, opening each of the line. You see as the line is coming, formatting itself, indenting itself. So look at OL. OL star here. Okay, it does all. Okay, so look at LI. The LI first one, LI. Start here, you come over, you see the LI as well. The opening tag, the closing tag, opening tag, closing tag. So somebody who is a programmer can just come over to your work, see how it's indented, and we to understand each of the area. For example, what we did here is embedding. We call it a nestling. We nest two lists together. Other lists and other lists together, we nest them together. So you know that yeah, this is nestling. This it comes this with this one for you after LB2, you know, something like that. So having said this, this is what indentation is all about. Enable you to run a smooth, free code, free from bias, free from noise. And how do you do that? You can simply do that by using tab key, or sometimes too, if you are using VS Code like me, VS Code will help you to indent your item, your work very, very well. Okay, so that is another advantage. VS Code can do it for you. But VS Code didn't do it. I will show you by the time we start practically. I'll show you how you can actually use tab code, or maybe you press the space bar to indent your work. So after indentation, we now go to nestling. What we may want to talk about nestling. Take a look at this. See, this is an ordered list from earlier as usual. Wake up, drink water, and stuff like that. Then under here, number two, you see the first one after it, number one, number two, two, and then number one again. So on this number one, I found out that from this is the opening tag and this is the closing tag. In between this opening and closing tag, there is an embedded list, or you call it nesting. We actually nest to this into this, and it becomes together. Okay. If you didn't see clearly, let me take another example where you can actually see this clearly. Now, if you take a look at this example, see these are work with VS Code. This is the output. These are product. Okay. Now, if you check the UL, this is the opening tag, and this is the closing tag. Now, in between this opening and closing tag, we have our L1, LI up to start work, make omelette, do you go for an hour, drink 500 milliliters of warm water, wake up and brush your teeth. Now, among all these styles that spring to the end, when they talk about make omelette, they now want to expand on make omelette, and they now open another list inside another list, which is what we call nesting. Okay, like how do you make omelette? You explain it here. Finance, end it up with start work. Now, if you come over to where we run the code, this is how it's going to be. It's nested list. You see the one that was nested in here. Okay, so indentation help you to see it very, very clear. And if it is not indented, it will be very, very clear from the onset. Probably if you're a beginner, you are definitely going to get confused. For example, look at the one that's not indented. That same work, but this one is not indented at all. So everything is just on a straight line. If you are not careful, you will know when there's another UL that was embedded on the first UL. Or if it's orderless, you will know where the OL is embedded on the first UL because it wasn't indented. See, everything on a straight line. So indentation help you to, even if you run the code, look at it, you still show clearly that here there's a list that is embedded on this particular list. It shows very, very clear. But for the code, you can't demarcate it, you can't know it. If you want to be neat, you want to be tidy, for you to understand what you're doing, always use indentation. Even if you didn't just put into it for you, maybe I just know that platform apart from VS Code, then learn to do it yourself. Okay, when you did very well, you'll be able to know that, for example, this code has A, B, C. After A, B, C, under B, there's another code that's B, A, B, 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 C. Now, under BB, we have 1, 2, 3, which is ordered list. So there's about 3 or 4 indentation. One, two, three. 3 indentation that's here. The first one is the first code. Under that, there's a nestling that join it, and another nestling that make it up to 3. Now, but without indenting it, it looks like a straight line. Okay. Now let's take a very good look at the one that was indented and a little explanation on that. And from there, we'll now go to our final project, what we're going to achieve on this particular nestling and indentation, and then we run it together. So look at it. See how it was now purely indented, well formatted. Okay. See the first one, which is our first UL on order list. Now this on order list, it has an offspring. Let's say the parent, which is A, B, and it ends with C, ABC. Now B has some kids, and that same kid is also an ordered list, and he has with BA, BB, and that is how it is. And lastly, BC. Now this BA, BB, and BC, BB has keys underneath, and the keys has to do with BB1, BB2, BB3. You see, because of nestling, you can understand the first parent, the first child, and to this child is his parent. You see the third child that comes from this parent, and this will become a great grandfather to this. And lastly, so that is indentation. It helps your work to be neat. It also helps you to understand what you're coding. So having said this, let's now go to another assignment. I would like us to do an exercise. And what is that exercise? We want to work it together right here. I would like you to pause this video. Try if you can do it on your own. Try if you can do this exercise on your own. And able to do it, then watch as I do it and learn from it. You're going to VS Code directly now to code this. But after this, we'll now do our final exercise on nestling, indentation, and list item. Okay, and then I will now show you the final output of what list item look like in the real world. Remember what I told you? I told you that I'm going to be showing you real world, not just ABC or things like this. No. But first of all, pause the video now and do this exercise. Assuming you've done it, let me now do it here so I can also learn from it. Now, if I were you and I'm to do this exercise, firstly, I will start with the first one, which is A, B, C. So mean that I have an order list that starts with A, B, C. So what will I do? Let's go over it. So I need to reduce this so it to affect my VS Code because I want them to run pari passu together. Okay, that be as I'm working very easy. And please, as a programmer, you need patience. You don't rush your work. If you can rush your work, you end up making mistakes. So don't rush. Take it one after the other. And I tell you, you get there. So last studying, win the race in programming. So let's come over here, bring it down. The first one is on ordered list. I create my unordered list. Now, in between the unordered list, what do we see? We see the first one, which is on another, and the ordered list is made up of A, B, C. So I start my first one, which is the list LI, and here should be capital A. Write it A. So I copy so as to make the work quick. C for copy, and bring it down, paste, turn the A to B, bring it down, paste, and turn the last A to C, capital C. Now I've done the first exercise, which is this A, B, C. Now in between B, I've come to B as notice that oh, there's another indentation in B. So because of the indentation, recognize this easily that there's another one which is ordered list. That ordered list has 1, 2, 3. It has what? 1, 2, 3. So I'll go and create ordered list. And where would that ordered list be? It should be on B. So I come over to my B. What will happen when you get to B under LI, which is the opening tag for B? Immediately after the opening tag, you see your B. Immediately after the B, you put your mouse there. Let me make this big so that you see what I'm talking about. This is your B, your LI, which is the opening tag for B. Then this is B. Then immediately after B, bring it down. use your enter key to bring it down. What are you bringing down? You are bringing, so instead of you to bring out the closing tag, you bring the closing tag so I can be able to bring out another order list. So here I create order list, okay, which is O order list. And on this particular order list, how many items are we looking at? Looking at B1, B2, and B3, which is 1, 2, 3, B1, B2, and B3. So I create the first list, LI, and I'll put it B1, B1, I'll copy this and be pasting inside. My work will be easy. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Here it become B2, and the last one, Ctrl V, here becomes B3, B3. Now I've created this already. The third, I will not create the last one. Though you can be running your code, I'm using VS Code to see if your work is correct, okay? But I know what I'm doing is correct, so I'm run on VS Code so I won't make mistake and leave this. We'll go to the last one. The last one now, after B3, you find out that it should come another B2. B2 has a child, which is B2A, B2B, B2C. So that's what I did there, is what I also repeat here. Then after my opening tag, I will see my B2 before the closing tag. In between them, I'll bring the closing tag down and then create this time around on other list. Create an on other list, and that the first one there is B2A, which is my LI first. Get my okay, let me bring my on other list down first so that my work will be neat. You can do actually do it like that, it doesn't mean anything, but for your work to be neat, to be easy for you, always learn to bring things down. So I'll do the first LI, which is B2A, B2A, okay, small letter, B2A, then I copy, as usual, copy everything, see. So I bring it down, LI, Control V, this one should be B2B, B2B, and the last one there should be B2C. Now, after my B2A, B2B, B2C, then in between B2A, I have B2AA and B2AB. So I go to B2A, and that is the longest in this next line, okay? So B2A, as usual, email after B2A before the opening closing tag, I bring it down and I use this around the same on other list. I bring it on other list, then bring my other list down, LI, bring it, so it should be B2A, capital letter B2AA. This is where we are now, the last one again, B2AA. So you can copy, or since it's just two, you can leave it like that. And create another LI. And you put it there, B2AB. Okay. So start the end, you come over to constraint, make sure that everything is okay. I think that is not the end. I'll now come over to number 3. The first one they have 1, 2, 3. Put where we have 1, 2, 3. And there I will now put my B31 and B32. Make it big. You have to trace. Make sure that what you're doing is correct. Don't rush so as not to make any mistake. LI B3. Yeah, this B3. So under B3, bring it down. And let me minimize it again so I can see what is there. I have ordered list. Around is ordered list, which is OL. And the first one is what? B31. After letter B, 31. You can copy it, you can just press enter and type it yourself. Then another LI, B32. B32. Then after that, you have your C, which is this, you see. So let's now run this and see if everything is fine. And I believe everything is gonna be fine. So just Control S for save. Sorry, after saving your work, Control S for save. You run it with VS Code. I'm gonna scroll down, see if your work is saved. Now let's go and bring the assignment. See if it's the same thing. Of course, it does have to be the same thing. Let's bring this one here. Uh, this is the one. Yes. And where is the one we did? Should be here. Okay, this one we did. So we compare and contrast, man. You see, everything is all right. Everything is perfectly all right. This is what we did. This is the assignment that they gave us. But you see it? Were you able to achieve this goal? If you are, I will tell you congratulations. But if you're not, don't worry. You know the beauty of programming? Making mistakes. That is the beauty of programming. You must make mistakes and you must sort yourself out. You must solve it. When you get tired, you don't know what to do again, take a cup of coffee, drink your coffee, go outside, play around, come back, tackle it again, and I tell you what, you're going to reach a resounding success. So, I believe you understood this. If you're able to do like this, if I'm able, use my own to correct yourself and make sure that you get something like this. Now, let's move to today's project, the final project. If you're able to do that, and that is a real world scenario. Okay, when we talk about an ordered list, what do you use it for? What are the advantages? Let me show you the final project that I would like you to do. This is it. This is it. Let me make it bold. You see, welcome to Code with Ceiven. Below are what we are going to teach you. Everything you see here, I use list item for it. Okay. And like I told you, you can change any of them of using point. You can change to this or use 1, 2, 3 or A, B, C, D or Roman numeral. I or A capital letter A or small letter A and stuff like that. Okay. So I said that below are what we are going to teach you web developer course. Under web developer courses, we have this HTML. I told you under HTML you have this, CSS under CSS you have this, you know, JavaScript under JavaScript you have this. And why should you take this course? Now I'll explain a little thing. So here we make use of nearly everything. Your your list item, your description list, which is your DL, DT, and the rest of them. Then your nestling, we make use of nesting and indentation. So everything is used to accomplish this. I would like you to pause the video now. Create something like this. You may not use what I wrote, you may use your own settings, but something that will be tweaked like this. Create it and submit this particular work on our submission. Please don't fail to submit it on our submission. Okay? And because I don't want this video to be too long, I will show you the solution. I've already written the solution. So in case you make any mistake, you can take a look at the solution and use it to solve it. Okay? It's very simple. Don't see it as difficult. It's very simple. You won't have any hard time solving it. Okay? As usual, just copy the same method that we used earlier on. Okay, you take them one by one and sort them out. Let me just give you a brief explanation. For the first one, I had created a list of 1, 2, 3, just the way I did that first thing. We want to use ABC. After the 1, 2, 3, on number one, under HTML, I create another list. This time around, I use unordered list. Okay, and mind before the unordered list, I've already created a title. This is the title. This is a title for what you want to do, and I create another list. And after that, I move to the next one, CSS. Under CSS, I create a title, and after the title, another short title. You know, remember I can use DD for title, or you can also create title directly. Anyone you use, it's up to you. Also create another list, which is unordered list. Okay, so I make sure that it's simple for computers. I use order list, another list for all of them. But on the last one, I should take this course, I use what I told you about. I. Okay, Roman numeral. can actually achieve that goal. So do it. I've given you a hint. Go ahead and work it. And if you make any mistake, come over to my own work and cross check. Mine is here. Okay, everything that was coded is here. Look at the code. Just take your own time, cross check it, check everything, and use it in line with yours and see if there's any mistake. Okay. Remember, I told you I use DT, which is your heading, because remember, normally you can use heading, normal heading. But why should you use normal heading? When list is actually rich. This item is so rich that if you want to create a heading, you don't need H1. You use DT. Okay. Description list is there, and we have heading and we have body on description list. So why not use description list to create your heading and move ahead? Okay, so that is what I did. I'll give you a hint. If you are still confused, come over here. This is it. Just check it, see where you make a mistake, and correct yourself. Okay, see you in our next class. And I would like you to do this assignment and submit on submission. Submit it after before you look at this. Okay, before you look at once you look at this I used to solve it, it's no more an assignment. I actually want you to do it by yourself so I can fully understand these things. You may wonder, why am I giving you assignment? It helps a lot, man. It helps you to become part and parcel of you. If you don't do it, if you don't practice it, you will miss out. Coding is not like a video where you just watch a video and you go. No, you watch, you practice, you watch, you practice, and that is the key. Thank you so much. See you in our next class. Bye.